Chapter 89. Ahab warns against the temple's revenge. After these were gotten over the border, Balaam returns somewhat fatigued, saying, "Lord, forgive me. I truly find no pleasure in what I just did. But this evil and adulterous lot became intolerable. One cannot, of a truth, imagine Satan to be more wicked than these fellows, who earnestly think the entire earth to be their property already. But this would not have upset me personally overmuch yet. But when these fellows started to properly confront you, I could no longer suppress my just anger and had to make use of my owner's rights. But do not let it trouble you, for should these fellows lodge a complaint, I shall know how to handle my defense, and how to vindicate you wisely and cleverly." Says Ahab, "Friend, there is no harm in you taking the necessary precautions, because these old buggers shall now have nothing more urgent to do than report this incident in the worst possible light. Firstly, their most unfavourable prospects by virtue of the works of this godly master, together with the total apostasy of all Gessara from Judaism, together with my own behaviour, and secondly to Herod, and how he has lost all his subjects through their purchase of Roman citizenship. This shall awaken all evil spirits in Jerusalem, with probably quite sinister repercussions for this place. Therefore, let you take precautions and assure yourself of imperial assistance, or these evil spirits shall play up wickedly with you." I said, "Ahab, let it be. That nothing will befall Balaam's house, I vouch for you. But that the old inhuman ones shall do as said by you is the truth. Yet neither Balaam nor yourself need to trouble yourselves. But now let us go to the meal, where I also intend hearing Mary and Joseph's sons." Says Balaam, surprised at the mention of Joseph's name, "What? My master at Nazareth, whom I owe so many thanks? He was in those days still a young man, yet already a master of his craft when I was his apprentice. With what patience and lovingness he showed me all the high points of his craft, and then bringing me all the best work, supporting me with advice and deed without fee. This truly I shall never forget." I said, "Well, Mary is his second wife, becoming his through the temple. The two men with her, however, being Joseph's sons by his first wife, now carrying on their father's craft. I myself, however, physically am Mary's son, my name being Jesus." Says Balaam, "Oh, how fortunate for me, that my house should meet with such honour and grace. But let us now quickly attend to the tables, to avoid undue waiting on the part of the glorious mother and Joseph's two sons." We at once move to the dining room, where Mary with Joseph's two sons await us. On seeing me, Mary burst into tears of joy, for she had not seen me now close on 2 months, as also the two brothers, who loved me exceedingly. After we all exchanged heartfelt greetings, we all started toward the tables, saying our thanks and then consuming the good and abundant meal shared by Kistrona, who with his wife and daughters still had not left me, and who had much to talk about with Mary and the two brothers. After the meal, sitting at the table and drinking watered-down wine on account of the heat, Ahab asked to speak, for he had an important disclosure to make, especially concerning my security. For he had only during the conversation established that I am that Jesus of Nazareth, highly esteemed by the people, but held in contempt by the Pharisees, yet of unprecedented renown throughout the land. I say to him, say what you know. Speaks Ahab, Lord and Master, you of a truth resurrected our chief Jairus' daughter from the dead. The entire region knows this, as also about the daughter of a Roman centurion. Whoever would even in the least doubt that even the most terrible and cruel tyrant would show everlasting gratitude for such wondrous deed, and make way to the right of his throne for the miracle worker, as did Pharaoh with Joseph once, after the latter's prophecy. What, however, does this temple brood do, these true Satan's servants? They brought out a report, which I myself too was obliged to sign, although I had not at that time either heard about any of Jesus' teaching nor seen any of his deeds. In accord with this report, all kinds of spies and assassins have been sent out by the temple, as well as Herod and the Roman governor, for the purpose of getting rid of you. In this report, you are denounced to Jerusalem as a deceiver of the people, a seducer and agitator, in a way no man had been denounced before. Jairus' daughter was not supposed to have been dead at all when you were called to heal or resurrect her, but that she was perfectly well, but made to act, to test you. On going and saying to her, Talitha Kumi, the chief realized that you are a deceiver, having no real knowledge of healing, for were you, as a saviour, capable of assessing a person and their sickness, you would have known at first glance not only that the maiden was not dead, but on the contrary, bursting with health. The Roman chief, named Cornelius, I think, whose servant or daughter you are supposed to have resurrected from death, takes exception to this. But what is he against such massive false testimonies? Beloved, dearest friend, master and Lord, I could tell you a lot still, but I can see that my account has saddened you. As this slandering of you is too despicably devilish, I shall be silent about the rest. It is enough that I told you the main part. The only good thing about it is that Satan is stupid and easily excelled by the truly wise and clever. What should be that much easier for you on account of your exceeding wisdom? Let it be left at that. Although I am quite a simple man myself, I nevertheless quite easily can twist these buggers around each of my fingers, and don't consider it a sin to have Satan heftily run up against the wall. This lets him depart from the place of conflict for a while, tail between legs, and a wise and clever man's spirit gains time for something more uplifting than the constant tussle with Satan.